Welcome to Learning with the Library K through 12. My name is Diane Benson, and I am the Educational Services Assistant with the Reference Department at the Blount County Public Library. And we are beginning a video series on ways to take the wonderful resources available here at the library and build upon those in ways that you can use as a parent to help extend your child's education. We're calling this LLK-12, Learning with the Library K through 12. This program might be especially helpful for folks who are homeschool parents and may want to develop a unit study around specific topics, or also parents of students in brick and mortar, private schools, etc., who just want to kind of extend the education that their student is receiving, or take a deep dive into something that their child is more interested in, that they want to cover a little bit more in depth. We are having our spring music concert on Thursdays this month. So what better topic to begin with than the topic of music? And really, music is all about listening, but it can be about so much more than that. Music is an integral part of our human experience. It relates to so many topics, more than just like maybe the piano lessons you had as a child. Music may strengthen our reasoning ability, help our cognitive development in ways. It is history of the human experience. It includes math when you look at the musical notation. It is science of hearing and how music affects the brain. For example, have you ever had a time when a song, maybe from your past, rekindled those old feelings that you had a long time ago? Music is a part of us in so many different ways. It is a reflection of what's going on in our society. It can reflect the social issues that are being dealt with and the history of different cultures as well. So what we would like to do is to invite you to bring on your kids, your grandkids, enjoy some of these free concerts available here at the library, and then continue to follow, and we'll go over some other ways that you can learn more about music with your students.
All right, now that we've seen and talked a little bit about some of the things available at the library, let's dive a little bit deeper into some other opportunities, resources that are available with your Blount County Library card. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to our website, the Blount County Public Library page, and probably the first thing that you're familiar with, many of you, is a card catalog. And so I'm going to go down here to where it says Catalog Account, and I'm going to click on that. Because one thing you can do at the library is find books. And you can read lots of interesting books on music. So one of the things I want to show you first that may help you as you begin digging into this topic a little bit is the lists, the pre-made lists of books that we have available. So if you come over on the far left side and you click on these three bars and click, and then you come down to where it says lists. If you click on lists, we have all sorts of lists of books that you might be interested in, whether it is traditional mysteries, bird watching, Black history, all of those. But the one, of course, we're talking about today is music. So I'm going to come down here and click on music. And in this section, you'll see a variety of books about music. And these are everything from biographies of musicians to musical history, music appreciation, music's impact on the brain, how music works, the mechanics of it, etc. So you can look through here, and if any of these seem particularly interesting to you, for example, maybe the psychology of music, you can click on that. And then you can see that that is in the 780 section in our library, and you can find that there. And of course, you can go on to check it out from there. If you want to move beyond just the list, of course, you can search music. Some of these are included in the list that we did previously. Some of them aren't. There's a lot of fun ones here in the children's department. In fact, if they say a J in front of them, you're going to find them in the children's department. And I just want to encourage everybody to look at the ones that are in the children's department also. Sometimes I'll get high school or middle school students who specifically don't want to go to the children's department, but I tell you, these books are great. And even some of the Jeopardy champions in the past have talked about how they use the children's section of the library to prepare for the general knowledge section of or types of questions on Jeopardy. So anyway, I just encourage you to take a look at that also. So now we've got books, we've got music. Let's look at some of the other online resources that are available. So I'm going to go back to the website for the public library, and here I'm going to click on this learning, and then I'm going to come on over here to continuing education opportunities, and I'm going to click on universal class courses. All right. And in order to do these, you will need your library card. I'm just going to kind of give you an overview today of how you might use this in, again, a homeschool situation, unit studies, or extending the education for your student. These are more geared towards adults. So this is probably not going to be something you would use for your younger students, but maybe middle school, high school, those might be the ones that you're going to look at. So we're going to go over here to universal classes. And then today I'm just going to show you how to browse the courses. And if you look at the screen, there are all sorts of things. So many of these can be used to extend your child's education, shore up in areas that they may be weak. But of course, today I mentioned we are interested in music. And you'll see that in the universal class, we do have an introduction to music appreciation. And this program takes about 16 hours to go through. And if you kind of scroll down to the end, it tells you some of the things that are covered, the basics of music, different types of music, classical, jazz, opera, pop, folk, etc. And then the learning objectives are listed at the end. So this is a great resource for people who want to dive in, especially high school students who maybe wanted to get a half credit of a music appreciation class. This is a great jumping off point for that, in addition to some of the books that we have available in the library as well. So lots of engaging online courses available through Universal Courses here. There is also Universal class on unit studies, and we have Unit Studies 101. So if you as a parent want to learn more about how you can follow your child's interest and learn not only the topic they're interested in, but relate it to English and history and science and math, learning how to create unit studies is going to be something that you may be very interested in. The next thing I want to show you is some streaming of services that are available that you can use to learn more about specific topics. This is kind of cool because not all students learn by reading. Some students learn by watching and listening. So documentaries can be really cool to help students learn. And of course, we have some available in the AV part of our library, but we've got some streaming services also that you can look at from home. So the first one I want to take you to is Canopy. And this has movies, documentaries, kids programs, all of that. So lots of different things that you can find on there. Of course, for today, we are focusing on music. So let me do it two ways. First, let me move over to kids and then search music in the kids section. And you can get let's see, Franklin's music lessons. You can find different video clips that have to do with movies, okay? If we exit kids and we're looking for something for older students, you can also search music. I do want to mention that when you are using Canopy, you as a parent want to be aware of what your student is watching. Everybody has different sensibilities and sensitivities. So just, I encourage you to take a look at what you're assigning or asking them to look at. But here's one, applying music theory to great music, music and movement in the early learning years. There is all sorts of cool stuff in this section. One that I thought was pretty cool, I do want to pull up, is meter. So this is kind of fun because this is a series of video clips that talk about learning the language of music, staffs, clefs, and notes, scales, intervals, and all of that's math. So this is a great way to, if you need to sneak in some math, this is a really cool way to do it, is through music. Next, I want to move to the other streaming service that is available, and it is Hoopla. And this one's fun too. Again, you can search, I'm being just kind of broad with the music topic. And we've got music theory, we've got ebooks on music. If you just want to practice listening to different types of music, you can pull up music. Kind of peaceful, kind of mellowing me out here. But the other cool thing, I think, especially if you're learning about symphonies and orchestras, is Peter and the Wolf. I want to get one that is audio and music. So I'm going to pull up this one right here. And this is a great way to learn about the different instruments. So if you're not familiar with the story, it tells the story, but the different characters are different instruments. So for example, Peter is like the string instruments, a bird is represented by flute music, a cat, a clarinet, etc. So let's see, here's the bird section.
All is quiet, chirped the bird gaily.
Okay, so it's a great way to get a story and learn about the different instruments and how instruments can sometimes reflect different moods. So just a fun way. I've always enjoyed that one for learning about different instruments. The last thing I want to cover today is the Tennessee Electronic Library. Hover over Learning here. Go down to eLibrary. Near the end is the Tennessee Electronic Library. And there are just lots of fun resources available here. You can do academic research on the psychology of music, how music and the brain kind of work together, memories, how they are impacted by music. So you can look specifically in the high school areas. You can look specifically in the middle school areas. For kids who are more hands-on in elementary, you might want to pull up some things that the student can also learn about music. So for example, on this one, Pebble, we're going to learn a little bit about sound. So sound science. I'm going to type in sound to get a better idea of how music works. And it'll read it to your student.
Sound is made up of waves. The waves travel through matter.
Right. So lots of different ways to take some general topic that your student may be interested in, like music, and to be able to dive deep into it here at the library.
And we hope that you'll join us next month when Learning with the Library K-12 focuses on astronomy and space. Until then, may the force be with you.